Hi, I'm Jon David and welcome to WGLR.com. I've got a song on the charts right now. It's called Party in the Truck. A lot of people are asking me where I came up with the idea for that. And when I was in college, the dorm rooms were kind of crowded, and to get away from everything, I would just jump in the truck and drive out to an area down by the river that it pretty much took four-wheel drive to get to, and I'd go way back off the road where there wouldn't be anybody to bother me, and I ended up finding a bunch of other people sitting around on the tailgates of their trucks, and they were passing around a guitar and a bottle and other such. So it kind of brought to mind an idea of, pretty much everybody was just partying in their trucks, and some of the words, like when people would finish off their bottles, they'd just chuck it in the closest open window, and usually you'd have something rolling around on the floor there. And I remember I was trying to get out of there, and I got a little stuck, and I looked over on the floorboard, and there was a bottle of Jim Beam and a bottle of Captain Morgan, and Cap Morgan was staring up at me like, we're stuck now, boy. So that's kind of where the idea for my Party in the Truck song came from. I'm going to go ahead and play for you something else that's, I guess some people would call it, if you party in the truck, this is what happens to you. It's kind of a song about a guy that I met while we were talking to the crowds at one of my shows, and we were at a bar, and he was kind of sitting in the corner, and the club owner kind of encouraged us to talk to everybody. So I went over to see what his story was, and he said that he was sitting there drinking in order to bring back the memory of his wife, who was no longer around. So at first I thought that, well, you got a drinking problem and she left you, but later I found out that his wife was no longer with him, and he'd just put in his day at work, and when he'd get off, he'd go to the bar, do a little bit of drinking, and slowly drink himself into the memory of her coming back. So this song is called Drinkin You Back to Me. Hey bartender, set him up again. Keep 'em coming, my old friend. In this smoky neon light, I'll be spending half my nights. Make 'em doubles, that'll be just fine. 'Cause I'm running out of time. There's a place I've got to be, in an old memory, bringing you back to me. If I'm staring at the wall, just don't bother me at all. I'm in another place and time, where I was hers and she was mine. We'll be walking hand in hand, back when you wore my wedding band. The only way that it can be, in a whiskey memory, drinking you back to me. Walking hand in hand, back when you wore my wedding band. The only way that it can be, in a whiskey memory, drinking you back to me. The only place I've I've got to be is that whiskey memory, drinking you back to me. So that's dedicated to the gentleman that's probably going to be sitting at the bar here in a few hours. I wrote another song, and it's pretty much a universal song. It can be country or anything. It's about sometimes you meet somebody and they like you, but you don't like them, or in most of the case you like them and they don't like you, and you just never seem to be able to find the person that you click right with. So I'm sure a lot of people have gone through the experience of this next song. It's called Wasn't I All That? You were every bit the woman that I'd seen in my dreams, and in my way I tried to be the man I thought you'd need. When it's time to cross that line, it seems I'm always getting left behind. Wasn't I all that? Your hero in a black hat, chasing down the outlaws, bringing your heart back. I rode in, saved the day, but you won't let me carry you away. Wasn't I all that? Wasn't I all that? You were just some blonde-haired girl on the playground after school, getting picked on by some kids for wearing bows and curls. Well, I walked up and took a stand. Even then I thought that I would be your man. Wasn't I all that? Your hero in a black hat, chasing down the outlaws, bringing your heart back. I rode in, saved the day, but you won't let me carry you away. So when it comes time for your wedding, I know I won't be standing there. Was every man I thought you wanted? Oh, can't you see how much I care? Wasn't I all that? Your hero in a black hat, chasing down the outlaws, bringing your heart back. I rode in, saved the day, but you won't let me carry you away. Wasn't I all that? Wasn't I all that? As I was saying earlier, my charting single is called Party in the Truck. You can find it on iTunes or Amazon.com. It's Jon David and Party in the Truck. I also have a YouTube that you can check out. It'll probably have this interview and a few of the others on my radio tour. And it's found under J David 442 on YouTube. I also have a Facebook page, which I believe is Jon David Band, and a Twitter site that's Jon David Band, and I'm trying to keep it updated with all the excitement that goes on with running around the country, introducing yourself to fans and DJs everywhere. I'd like to go ahead and finish this up with what's probably going to be the second single that we released to radio, and it's a little bit of a Christian twist, but I've got a little bit of everything inside of me, from partying to paying back for it on Sunday. So this one's called Old Dirt Road. That old dirt road to most might be forgotten, but it's overgrown, you can't see where it's been. But that old dirt road still leads to many places that maybe we should go back to again. When I was young, it led me to the river, where Granddad taught me how to swim. And to the east, out past the Crawford's cornfield, is that oak tree where I met sweet Becky Lynn. That old dirt road, it led me to forgiveness, that old church that taught me how to pray. Right and wrong always seems so clear there. Think it's time I find that old dirt road again. The road we're on is easier to travel, the fastest way around the bend. But so much I miss just flying down life's highway. I just hope that I can slow it down again. 'Cause that old dirt road, it led me to forgiveness, that old church that taught me how to pray. Right and wrong always seems so clear there. I think it's time I find that old dirt road again. A country boy once traveled down a dirt road to see places he had never been. Now as a man, many roads he traveled, but his heart still aches for that old dirt road friend. That old dirt road, it led me to forgiveness, to that old church that taught me how to pray. Right and wrong always seems so clear there. I think it's time I find that old dirt road again. I think it's time I find that old dirt road again. I think it's time I find that old dirt road again. Alright, Old Dirt Road. It'll probably be the next single after Party in the Truck. Look for Party in the Truck on the radio, and you can find it on iTunes and Amazon.com. Thank you very much for inviting me here today.